Morning, everyone. Thank you. I'm channeling Cannes. Let's pretend we're there. It's not quite as hot, is it? But good morning, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the festival. An incredible lineup of speakers, so feel quite intimidated up here, but hopefully I do it justice. So I'm Tanya, Marketing Director of Home Appliances within Samsung, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Today, I'm not going to be talking about a cookieless future or the role of AI in marketing. I'm talking about something really untechy, which is about collaboration. There's been lots of presentations that have started like this, haven't there? We are operating in an increasingly complex reality, whether that be the cost of living crisis, mortgage time bombs, rising interest rates. I think I read in The Guardian last week, 1.4 million households will have 20% less disposable income in the coming years. That's a huge concern for all of us. We've got geopolitical tensions, the climate crisis. I think yesterday they reported that June was the hottest month on record. There feels like there is a never-ending list of causes we need to tackle. And I think there clearly isn't a playbook, a toolkit, which we've all been given to understand how we operate in these challenging circumstances. Few of us have ever really faced something like this in our careers. And I think, it's a challenge for all of us. We're kind of finding our way. What I guess we all have in common, and certainly speaking to peers across Samsung, across other businesses I work with, our growth ambitions are all very much apparent, right? We've all got huge growth ambitions, but we're likely to have less, whether that be less resources, less budget, whatever that might be. So we're in challenging times. I think the trouble with that is that uncertainty kind of creates a kind of sense of anxiety. People kind of tend to be less risk averse. We tend to have our heads down, not heads up. And I think we're less likely to seek out alternative perspectives. It's often a lot easier to get your head down, get your job done, rather than worrying about anything else. And I think that hustle culture amongst the younger generation especially, I think they have this attitude of let's hustle harder and we'll succeed. And look, we're privileged these days to have an access to a plethora of data. I don't really think gut decisions exist anymore. I think we always look for the data to help inform those decisions. But I think that gut decision tends to make us look at things that, like I said, are tried and tested, that are proven to work in the past. And I think to thrive and not just to survive in this challenging environment, we need to push ourselves beyond the familiar and really unleash that creativity to drive impact and growth. So, like I said, I think collaboration is the cure. It feels like the kind of antidote to the turbulent working world. I don't know who's been following Musk and Zuckerberg's cage fight, challenges, whatever. I mean, it's not certainly something that I don't support. I think in these challenging times, we've all got to pull together. Collaboration feels more critical. And I think businesses need to pull on those different perspectives, different expertise to break down those walls, break down those barriers. That diversity of knowledge, that diversity of capabilities, of experiences, allows us to look at risks and opportunities from different angles. It allows us to think of new ways of thinking, access new audiences, and I think we can create far more novel solutions that, like I said, drive that greater impact when we work together. And I think, just to be clear on this, I feel like this is not collaboration for collaboration's sake. I mean true, deep, meaningful collaborations where there's real value exchange. I'm kind of fed up of people asking me for money at Samsung. Yes, we're a big brand, but equally, what can your business offer me in exchange for what I can offer you? What's the value exchange and the deep, long-term, meaningful partnerships we can create together? And I think, look, technology has a huge role to play in this, but it can't solve it all, right? We have got to ensure that we put our heads and tech together. We need to view technology and people as partners in this. At Samsung, we create human-driven innovations that defy barriers to progress. And like I said, putting those heads and tech together, connecting technology and technology, technology and people, people and people to achieve more for less in these challenging environments. So I'm just going to touch on a few of those areas, some of the things that we've done at Samsung, some of the stuff I'd like to do more of with some of the brands and businesses here today. So starting with technology and technology, this for me is about realizing the connected potential of our products and devices. We are super proud at Samsung that we are an open platform, and our Smart Things, our app, connects smart devices for these sort of smarter living solutions, is compatible with, of course, Samsung products, but 3,000 other products and devices across the market with some of our competitors like Google, Apple, Ring Doorbell, Philips Hue, Nest, Sonos, etc. And look, this world of smart devices can feel really closed off, not naming any names, but we are really, really proud that we are open. We give consumers more choice, more value to connect those experiences together. Of course, some of those integrations are kind of useless to some people. Some are really, really mission critical. And actually, that's the great thing is with technology, you can personalize those experiences and make it the right experience for you. So here's a couple of examples I just wanted to touch on. So Ring Doorbell, everybody knows Ring Doorbell. Obviously, you can see who's at your front door from your smartphone. At Samsung, we're the only technology business that's integrating that functionality into a wider range of our products. So you can see the takeaway has arrived from your TV, from the front of your fridge, our beautiful family hub there. And this year, we just launched it on your watch. So a really, really true, deep, meaningful collaboration with Ring Doorbell. The other one is Philips Hue. So we've got the Philips Hue Sync app built into our TVs, so you can enjoy seamless lighting experiences from the comfort of your own home, all synced to the content you're watching. And I think thinking further ahead, we are have just started partnering with Q-Cells. They are manufacturers of solar panels. We know this is so important to consumers right now in terms of understanding their energy consumption. And obviously, through Smart Things, consumers can monitor and control how they generate, save, and use solar power, optimizing their energy consumption. Like I touched on, we're really proud of the fact that we are an open platform, allowing consumers a full ecosystem of smarter living solutions. These collaborations, these deep value exchange partnerships have been a fundamental part of our success. We've got now almost 250 million users globally of Smart Things. So moving on to technology and people. So this for me is about finding new ways to work more closely with our retail partners, with ambassadors, with other brands, to really unlock that kind of heads and tech together. They help us go places we couldn't go alone, so we can achieve more for less. So starting with some of our retail partners, we are, and this year especially, deepening our relationship with our retail partners. We are building robust joint business plans to make sure we are fully aligned on our kind of commercial growth ambitions. We're sharing data and insight like never before. I think something a few years ago you wouldn't have dreamed of, but absolutely we are, laying the cards on the table and sharing that data and insight. We're also embedding resource into each other's businesses, so really, really deep partnerships with our retail partners. Today, in fact, sees the launch of our first One Samsung and Currys campaign. It might seem straightforward, but Samsung, we are separate product divisions. So we have one Samsung campaign. It's a unique proposition for Currys, and in return, they're giving us some fantastic execution in-store and online. On Monday as well, we actually did our first ever One Samsung briefing to store colleagues at Currys up and down the country. Like I said, it might seem straightforward, but when you work in massive organizations like Currys and like Samsung, this is no mean feat, I tell you. Ambassadors, I'm sure lots of you work with influencers, ambassadors. Of course, a powerful form of collaboration, using other voices to tell your stories in a kind of more authentic way. I think we've all been guilty in the past of paying to play, right? These ambassadors start to feel disingenuous, and ultimately you're kind of in and out of those influencers. We have put some new rules of engagement this year. We are really strictly working with ambassadors on a long-term basis across category level, so not just within one or two of our product divisions, to really drive more genuine collaborations and partnerships with these ambassadors. And just to touch on something a bit more purpose-led, we, at a global level, work with Patagonia, and Oceanwise, in fact. So we know Patagonia have a number of great causes. We've, in fact, developed wash cycles that look to reduce the amount of microplastics when you release the wastewater out of your washing. So long-term partnership, technology built around their cause, and something that we continue to commit to with them in terms of building that product innovation that supports their causes. And in the UK, actually, recently we've worked with Schmoll. I think Schmoll are a great brand, really leading the way in kind of sustainable cleaning products. And they identified some problems with children in underprivileged areas in schools whereby they weren't able to keep their school uniform as clean as they'd like to. Some of these families were struggling to do that, and that was having an impact on their mental health, how they showed up for learning. So we worked with Schmoll, and we've put washing machines into over 100 schools up and down the country to support that cause. So some great, again, long-term partnerships with kind of, I guess, more of a kind of purpose-led focus. There's one other collaboration I had to take out because it's not launching until next week now. But it's with Warner Brothers. Really, really exciting new movie coming out. Again, pure value exchange. We are upscaling their trailer into 8K. It will be shown in all of our retail environments. And in exchange, we're kind of building a bit of a brand world all around sort of smart things. So watch out for that. It will be launching next week. And then finally, people and people. Clearly, it's a collaboration that's kind of built into our company ethos, and it's something that we are really striving for more and more this year. Like I said, we are really guilty in our organisation, I'm sure in many of your organisations, in working in your individual silos. We've got mobile division, TV division, display division, home appliances division. We've all got separate KPIs, separate P&Ls. But this year, we are really, really focused on breaking down those walls and collaborating more than ever. I stole this slide from a town hall we had just a few months ago, and our new president of the UK spoke about this ability to kind of learn to collaborate. We've got to kind of get ourselves out of our comfort zone, right? Make the effort, go beyond kind of, I guess, the day job and seek out best practice, other experiences, diverse knowledge, and that's a great learning opportunity, right, as well for us all. So, like I said, this year it's a big focus as a sort of strategic pillar within Samsung UK. As an example, last week we launched our B2B program. It's called Samsung One, funnily enough. It launched a couple of years ago in mobile, and it's just launched in the display division, and we're looking to roll that out in some of our other divisions. And I think in Q4 this year, we've got a big gaming platform that we're launching across TV, mobile, and monitors. I chair the Women's Network at Samsung, so I always get a chance to plug this while I'm here. Look, it's a community designed to unite, empower, and inspire women at Samsung to reach their full potential. We've got a really, really clear mission to attract the very best female talent at Samsung, to retain them, and ultimately to develop them into more leadership roles. We've had incredible success by coming together over the last couple of years. We've launched a new mentoring program. We've tackled policies with HR, specifically around women's health. And we have rallied for male allyship across the business. We're doing that within Samsung, but also externally. So we signed the Tech Talent Charter last year, which is a government-supported initiative that actually brings together organisations to sort of make a commitment around the kind of D&I, especially gender inequality within tech businesses. And I can't mention Women at Samsung without mentioning a couple of our other employee resource groups. So True Ability is designed to generate kind of education and awareness around visible and invisible disabilities. And they are teaching us so much about the accessibility features, actually within even our own products, which half of us knew nothing about. So really, really fantastic to have them kind of infiltrate the business with their cause, and Black Professionals, which supports Black colleagues across Samsung as well. Our culture, our people surveys have really impacted in terms of a positive way with the efforts of us coming together in these kind of cross-functional ERGs. So I've touched on the importance of deep collaboration within businesses, but also across businesses, the importance of value exchange to drive impactful and meaningful partnerships, the importance of diversity of knowledge, capabilities and experiences, to drive ultimately greater cut-through, access to new audiences, and to drive more for less. At Samsung, we believe we make what can't be made so that you can do what can't be done. Every Samsung product is designed to enable individuals to overcome barriers to progress, and our global tagline, to do what you can't. But I think in these challenging conditions, we need a sort of spirit of collective endeavour So that's why I'm ending this with a bit of a call to action. No cage fights today, please. Lots of collaborative conversations, lots of value exchange. I'd love to hear conversations about this is what my business does and what it can offer you and what your business does and what it can offer me. For me, together, we can do what we can't. So thanks very much. Come and grab me for any questions at the end. And look forward to spending the day here.